Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, a little girl called Little Red Riding Hood lived in a wood with her mother. One day, she went to see her granny. Her mother advised her not to talk to strangers during her walking. Little Red Riding Hood had a nice cake in her basket. There, she met a wolf. "Hello," said the wolf. "Where are you going?" She answered, "I'm going to see my granny. She lives behind those." The wolf arrived first and ate Little Red Riding Hood's granny. A few minutes later, Little Red Riding Hood knocked on the door. The wolf jumped into his bed and pulled the covers over his nose. "Who is it?" he called in cackly voice. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood." "Oh, how lovely! Do come in, my dear," croaked the wolf. Little Red Riding Hood entered. She could scarcely recognize her granny. "Granny, your voice is so odd. Is something the matter?" she asked. "Oh, I just have a touch of a cold," squeaked the wolf, adding a cough at the end to prove the point. "What big ears you have," she asked. "All the better to hear you with," said the wolf. "What big eyes you have," she asked. "All the better to see you with," said the wolf. "What big nose you have," she asked. "All the better to smell you with," said the wolf. "But Granny, what big teeth you have," said Little Red Riding Hood with her voice quivering slightly. "The better to eat you with, my dear," roared the wolf, and he leapt out of the bed and began to chase the little girl. Almost too late, Little Red Riding Hood realized that the person in the bed was not her grandmother, but a hungry wolf. She ran across the room and through the door, shouting, "Help! Wolf!" as loudly as she could. A woodsman who was chopping logs nearby heard her cry and ran towards the cottage as fast as he could. He grabbed the wolf and made him spit out the poor grandmother, who was a bit frazzled by the whole experience, but still in one piece. "Oh, Grandma, I was so scared," sobbed Little Red Riding Hood. "I'll never speak to strangers or dawdle in the forest again." There, child. You've learned an important lesson. Thanks, you shouted loud enough for this kind woodsman to hear you. The woodsman knocked out the wolf and carried him deep into the forest, where he wouldn't bother people any longer. Little Red Riding Hood and her granny had a nice lunch and a long chat.